The Tesla Powerwall 3 expansion pack, when it makes sense and when it doesn't quite make sense. Before I rip into this video, this is not a Powerwall 3 expansion pack. This is a primary Powerwall 3, but the Powerwall 3 expansion pack looks exactly the same. And I'm here to tell you when it's going to make sense for your home and when you're better off adding another primary Powerwall. Firstly, it's important to acknowledge that the Tesla Powerwall 3 is a single phase battery. And if you have a 3-phase home with a Powerwall 3, it's not a huge problem, but there are very little instances where the Powerwall 3 expansion pack are going to make sense for you. Let me dive into that. If you have a single phase home and you've already got a primary Powerwall and your inverter is set to 10 kilowatts, you actually won't get too much advantage from adding a second primary Powerwall. A, for the cost, and B, because both your inverters, instead of being 10 and 10, are going to have to be programmed to be 5 and 5 to give you 10 maximum. For a single phase home, you are far better off putting on expansion packs. You could put on 1, 2, or 3 expansion packs on your existing primary Powerwall 3. These expansion packs, of course, can be mounted front on front, or they can be mounted side on side. The expansion packs utilize this cable. This is the Tesla expansion cable, and this particular one is a 1/2 meter product. This is designed for Powerwalls to go front on front. So you bolt one in your primary Powerwall, then your expansion pack, and you can keep doing that on the other side and the other side. Or you could use this cable in a side-on-side configuration. The cable only comes in up to 4 meters, which means that if you wanted to mount your expansion pack more than 4 meters away, you would have to put another primary Powerwall on, because it doesn't matter how far away it is from the first one. Expansion packs, very important to note that they can only go 4 meters away from your primary Powerwall unit. Now, circling back to the 3-phase scenario, if you're a 3-phase home and you only have one primary Powerwall unit, it will be set to a 5 kilowatt inverter. Now, a 5 kilowatt inverter, I know what you're thinking, that's less than what you said if someone had a single phase home. And that is correct, particularly in New South Wales, where our DNSPs are very strict on phase imbalancement. You'll have to watch another video where I dive into phase imbalancement and DNSPs in New South Wales, but stick with me. A 3-phase Powerwall 3 would need another Powerwall 3 primary unit installed next to it to achieve 10 kilowatts of inverter capacity. This would be configured in a 5 and a 5 kilowatt unit. If you wanted to add an expansion pack to your existing unit, we wouldn't be able to take it from a 5 kilowatt to a 10 kilowatt unit. So you'd ultimately have 2 Powerwalls, being 27 kilowatt hours, throttled by a 5 kilowatt inverter, which is not really a good outcome. However, if you had a 3-phase home and you had 3 primary Powerwall units, you can then take your inverters, so picture 3 primary Powerwall units, you can then take your inverters from 5 kilowatts each out to 10 kilowatts each. That is within New South Wales service regulations or service rules with phase imbalancement. So we could have 10 kilowatt inverter, 10 kilowatt inverter, and 10 kilowatt inverter, giving us 30 kilowatts of inverter capacity total and perfectly balanced. Only then, once you have that configuration, does it make sense to start putting expansion packs on. You could put 1 expansion pack on, or you could put up to 16 total batteries, being 4 primary units and 12 expansion packs, to give you 216 kilowatt hours of storage. It's a really, really good solution. However, it still won't give you full 3-phase backup. It's believed that the 3-phase Powerwall 3 will be launched sometime back end of 2026, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, the expansion pack is a terrific product, especially if you already have a Powerwall 3. Again, you can wall mount the product or you can floor mount the product. It must be within 4 meters, and it's an extremely cost-effective way to add more storage to your existing Tesla ecosystem. If you have any more questions about the Tesla Powerwall 3 expansion pack, feel free to reach out to my team and we'll be able to answer them for you as accurately and quickly as possible.